So sort of why you need a business plan, kind of get you on the track to, holding yourself accountable, setting those goals. We did the math, whatever your income goal is, now you get an idea of how many transactions you need to close per year. So these are the major parts of a business plan. Like I said, if you Google business plans, it's going to come up with a ton of them. But these are the top ones. These are in pretty much across the board, any industry, what you need to be looking at. So we're going to go through each of them, but you've got the purpose, your competition, a SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Really important to do for anything, your personal life, whatever. SMART goals and action plan, prospecting, understanding your market, and then special projects and professional growth. It says down here, doing a personal SWOT analysis, because it can also help you grow your business. Don't forget, so we're doing a business plan professional, but there's so much of you tied into it as a personally, that doing your own SWOT analysis can also help you grow. So we'll talk about all of that in a minute. So what things you want to consider when setting your goals? Obviously, the income goal is number one. So get that out of the way, figure out what you want to make, figure it out realistically what you can make, and you crunch the numbers and then you go from there. But you want non-financial goals as well, whether it's, an educational growth, whether it's working on something that, you see as a weakness. Important that you cannot do everything. You want to make good choices. You want to be realistic in your goal setting. And that's the trick with this whole plan, because I think a lot of people, you're like, oh, this is great. I want to make this amount of money. You do this whole thing. You're never going to achieve those goals realistically. You have to look at not just what you want to make, but also the market's doing, what is going on in the world. We're going to look at some things that potentially could hamper you from reaching your goal, and really figuring all of that out as you're building your plan. It's a living, breathing document. I said in the beginning, it's not set in stone. You don't throw it in a drawer and look at it a year later and like, oh, I didn't meet any of my goals. This thing is constantly moving. You're constantly looking at it. You want to adjust and modify it frequently. Date your plan and create a purpose statement. We're going to look at a purpose statement in a second. So we gave the parts of the business plan. Those headers can be altered, or you can add or subtract headers, but those are, like they said, the basic ones. Those are the ones you really want. But if you want to focus on something just on you or your market and add a different header for the plan, this is your plan. You can also include other job descriptions. So if you have an assistant, you can include them in the plan. And it really should be collaboration between you and your broker. This is your growth. Does this make sense to them? Is your broker like, yeah, you can reach those goals? So the first thing you want to do is a purpose statement. And the point of that is it should give insight and establish the commitment to achieve the goals set in your plan. It's your purpose because it's your plan. So it needs to be personal and specific. You can Google purpose statements for real estate, and there are 1,000 of them out there, and read them, because it'll give you an idea of sort of what the point is. And what they're trying to do is, here's an example of the purpose. This is my purpose as a realtor in my market for my clients, is to provide my clients with a personally customized and positive home selling and buying experience. I bring to my clients over 10 years of experience as a real estate professional to be able to provide them with results, solutions, and peace of mind throughout the process. I am passionate about the industry and will ensure that my clients receive the highest level of service in their transaction. So pretty generic. You don't have to have 4 sentences either. But this is just something to think about. What are you doing? Why do you want to be a realtor? What's driving you to do so? Is it because, oh, I love people and I want to have them reach the American dream? Is it, I just love buying and selling, or I just love going to new homes, whatever it is. You have to really think about what is driving you as a realtor. And the experience thing, I know a lot of people are like, well, I just don't have the experience. You don't have to have 10 years of experience as a realtor. What experiences did you have previously that you can now bring to the table? I did this class a couple weeks ago, and one of the realtors was like, oh, I was a nurse. And that's something I think I can bring to the table, is my empathy and my caring, and, customers pick up on that. Those are the kinds of things you want to think about. Who are you as a person? What's driving you to the real estate industry? What's going to set you apart from everyone else? That's your purpose statement, and work on it. Throw down a few different versions of it. Do not copy and paste it from someone else, because it defeats the purpose. This is your purpose for your plan. You steal, these words and change like the years of experience. It's not, you don't have any accountability towards it. You have to create your own. And that's really important, to have a purpose statement. Every business that has a plan, they're going to have a mission vision statement. And that's exactly what it is. This is why we're doing what we're doing, because we love this. So really be serious about it and think about it, because that's going to help you maybe even change what you thought a goal was into really like, I really want to do this with my career. Second thing you need to do is look at your competition. Obviously, that's going to be a big piece. You want to identify your competition, and it makes it more personal, leads to owning your plan. Now, this is important about competition. It's not necessarily the top producer in your area. It could be, because maybe you're not the top producer in your area. Maybe you're like, you know what, I just want to close 10 houses a year. So who's the realtor that's doing the same thing? That's your competition. Or I'm in the short sale market. Who's my competition in the short sale market? I'm in commercial. Who are my commercial competitors? Those are your competition. It's not necessarily, like I said, the top producer. You have to really think about, who are you really competing with? How are you going to sell and compete against your competition, and how do you learn to sell with it? So questions to ask about your competition. Who is their target audience? Is it the same as yours? Because if it's not, then probably not competition. What types of properties are they focused on? Is it the same as yours? Is this what you're looking at? Single family residents, first time home buyers. What unique credentials, assets, awards, or experience do they have? Is that something you need to think about? If you're wanting to get into short sales, guess what? Maybe a short sales certification is something you need. How much experience do they have? And that, I can't stress enough, there are realtors that have been in the business 30 years and they're doing fine. And you have someone that's fresh, a year in, maybe sold one house, and they feel threatened by this 30-year experience realtor, and it doesn't have to be that way. Everyone's bringing a unique perspective into the market. So someone with a year experience may be thinking outside the box, as someone 30 years, like, this is tried and true. So you have to look at what the experience they have and then see how you can differentiate yourself from that based on that experience. And then what are their potential weaknesses? So you can actually do like a SWOT analysis on your competitors. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And their weakness could be, I've been in the business 30 years and this is how I do it. And I'm not going to vary from that, where maybe you're bringing a different perspective. So really think about it. In your competition, don't pick 40 people. Like, truly start with 3 people, tops, 3 competitors, or 2 even, and just kind of go through and do like a deep dive into why they're your competition. Are they truly your competition? And if not, who is? So some ideas of your competition can be other real estate agents, obviously, the geographic location you're in, the internet, social media, the iSeller and iBuyer models, who's out there buying and selling. For sale by owner could be huge in your area. Who's out there buying and selling in your market that could potentially become competition. So you're going to do your purpose statement. who you are, what you want to be when you grow up, all of that good stuff, why you're passionate about real estate. You want to review your competition. Purpose statements should always be first, and then you can switch these up truly. But so SWOT analysis is a very key piece of this whole plan. I actually do one of these every year just for my own personal growth, because it's good to remind yourself, like, hey, where have I changed? What do I need to work on? But there's 4 components to the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So your strengths are what makes you better than other people, what makes you unique. You want to really think about these and brag about yourself. You're just going to put 5 down to start. But a lot of people are like, oh, God, that seems so egotistical. No, what if you're really good at water skiing? I don't know, you're going to tie it into real estate, but you certainly can. You're going to throw that down. Or I'm really good at, making or listening or anything. Think of 5 things that you're really good at. Doesn't even have to be tied to real estate. It's just a strength for you. You want to write them down. You want to think about them. You want to see how you can take those strengths and turn it into something that you can work into your business plan or into your professional life. So let's say the water skiing thing. Let's say I am the best water skier. I won trophies, whatever. Maybe that's your niche marketing. Maybe that's, your branding. That's what you work into as part of your real estate marketing. To make, because being authentic and showing your true self brings people in too. Weaknesses. Now, this is a tough one for a lot of people. But it's important that you go through and identify what your weaknesses are and then see if they're going to hinder your growth at all. An example that I have for my personal life is, years ago, I was terrified of public speaking. Absolutely, couldn't do it. I mean, I was in law school and you have to stand up and recite stuff. And it's like, I would turn purple, have a heart attack, can't breathe. I'm like, I got to get over this. And if I want to, do anything with my life where I have to talk out loud in public. So I, realized I'm like, okay, we're going to keep working on it, keep pushing myself. Did Dale Carnegie training, all kinds of things, Rotary Club, where you do public speaking and people critique you, and it really changed that weakness into a strength for me. Where now I'm like, yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. What's my new weakness? So that's all the thing with the weakness. It's not something that's going to debilitate you. It is that, what is it that's holding me back that I can change? It could be, another example is like, God, I really don't like people that much. I'd much rather crunch the numbers, but you have to be involved with people in real estate. So how can I work on that weakness? Can I buddy up with somebody that's better at the one-on-one or whatever it is? These are the things you need to think about. So write down some weaknesses and be honest with yourself. A weakness doesn't mean you're a failure. Weakness is something you can overcome and turn into a positive. You want to look at them, see if there's anything that's stopping you from meeting your goals, and then how do you work around them and make them better. Then you have opportunities. Where can you find business? And there's tons of them, right? So you've got interest groups, charity events, referral opportunities from your broker, marketing campaigns, specializing in niche area, foreign seller short sales, anyone who's a water ski enthusiast, if that's your jam, the growing market area. Our business is moving in, business is moving out. What's happening? I mean, Florida, we've got so many. I was just on a call yesterday and we're talking about the commercial development, like down in Miami-Dade, is just through the roof. And so businesses are moving in. You always want to be on the lookout for new opportunities. And an opportunity comes from a prospect. So write them down. Where is it that you can find some opportunities? And it could be, listen, I volunteer at the animal shelter. What are my opportunities there? Or, I run a marathon. What are my opportunities there? Everyone you meet is a potential prospect. You write down all your opportunities, threats. One thing, just to go back to opportunities too, I can't stress enough the authenticity of who you are. If you're joining clubs just to join them, but you hate, I don't want to say hate animals. That's a terrible thing. Let's say you're like, oh, I'm going to go to a church fundraiser, but you're like, God, I really don't want to do this. I don't like being here. I don't, whatever it is. Don't do it, because all the insincerity, that fakeness comes through and people won't trust you. You have to do stuff you're passionate about. Join clubs you're passionate about. Do things you're passionate about. Threats. So you're going to do strengths, weaknesses, your opportunities, and then threats. What is going to potentially stop your growth or become a roadblock? And we've got a list of them. So anything from your previous competition section that could potentially become a threat. Health. We live in COVID-19 time, so that's on there too. But, are you worried about your health? Do you have a stay-at-home order for yourself? Are you self-isolating? That's a big thing. Are you have a diminished immune system where you don't want to, you can't afford to get COVID, let's put it that way. Busy schedule related to other responsibilities. I think about like all the moms that, especially single moms, that their kids are virtual learning, and that's what they're doing, is basically sitting at home now, and that's taking away from the job they need to do. Finances, competition created by growth in the market area, the economy, who knows what's going to happen. We've got right now the mortgage forbearance that was rolled out through the first stimulus package back in April. And so people with mortgages, if they had some financial hardship, they basically got a year where they don't have to pay their mortgage. But once that forbearance period is up, that money is due. That 12 months of mortgage payments is due. So what's that going to look like? Are we going to see more short sales? Are we going to see a burst of a bubble? Are we going to see foreclosures? These are all things you have to think about as threats. New homes versus old homes. You got to figure out what your target audience too is. Millennials, first-time home buyers might be more keen to an older home. Baby boomers want a new home where they don't have to deal with the old stuff in an old house. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Write them down for your professional life. Do a personal analysis as well. It really does help you change those, whatever you're working on personally helps you grow professionally. Then you want to do your SMART goals and an action plan. So the SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, time-bound. And that's really important for goals. There's lofty goals. There's things that, yeah, I would love to, achieve something amazing, but realistically, time constraints, location, the fact that I can't travel right now, I'm not able to do it. So let's talk about what are these realistic goals for 2021. You want to be specific. State what you will do, use action words. Now, I would like to be an astronaut. I'm going to be an astronaut. Measurable. You want to provide a way to evaluate, use metrics or data targets. So really that comes down to, you know what? I want to, by January 28th, achieve such and such goal. You're going to put that in your calendar. You're going to do little ticklers throughout, reminders throughout the next couple of weeks, like, hey, where are we on our goal? That's a measurable goal. actionable? Is it possible to achieve? Is it in your scope? And that's where you have to sit back and think about, I don't know, my computer is like going crazy right now. You have to sit back and think about, can I actually reach that goal? Relevant, complements your business goal in some way, and it's time bound. You want to be specific on date or time frame. Think of this as like you want to lose weight. You've given yourself 2 months to lose weight. How are you going to do that? You're not going to 2 months later going to be like, oh, I dropped 10 pounds overnight. No, you have to work towards it. It's the same thing. So SMART goals and action plan, it's your roadmap to success. It's going to help you keep on track and stay focused. You want it to be easy to understand and follow. Easiest thing to do is share your plan with your broker, your friends, and be like, does this make sense? These are people. You start writing a bunch of stuff down there that doesn't make any sense to someone else, it's not going to work. So it's got to be something that you can actually do. Nice thing is once you've established it, everyone agrees on it, or everyone's like, this looks good, it's going to build momentum. It's going to keep you on track and build some positive energy. Everything should be on your calendar. That's reflected in your business plan and action plan. What are your target dates? What are you doing throughout that month or week or whatever it is to reach that target? Here's, another example is like, I want to get my short sale certification by February 1st. All right. When are you going to do that? You have so many days left. Where is it? Put it on your calendar, sign up for class, take class, whatever it is. February 1st, you have your certification. That's the whole focus of it. And yes, I know this sounds like terribly time consuming, but you don't need 8,000 goals either. You can have just I need to have 2.3 prospects a month. Or a week, whatever it was, or day, 2.3 a day, sorry. And that's all your goal is. And so maybe you met 3 people one day and 2 people the next, great, you've made your metrics. That's the kind of stuff you can do. It doesn't have to be, a million different goals. You can have 2. It can be income and what's it tied in with income, your prospects, and the selling of the house. So think about what your goals really want to be. So you're going to ask yourself, what activities can I do today, this week, and this month to help me achieve my long-term goals? And that's why the use of the calendar is so great, because you can put down specific dates that you need to meet certain milestones. Going back to the losing weight thing, guess what? We're not eating donuts this week. Maybe or I'm not going to have 3 meals a day or whatever it is. Those are the kinds of things you have to think about. What are those little baby steps daily that you can do, weekly you can do, monthly you can do to get to your goal? Obviously, selling a house or listing and selling a house, you want to, your main is obviously going to be prospects. So getting those prospects, how are you going to meet people? Is it going to be through one of those opportunities? Prospecting. You want to find out who your target client is. And that's important because depending on where you are in buying and selling, who are the people that are buying and selling in that area? Fortunately, here in Florida, winter has been brutal up north. And because of COVID, I can tell you, we're going to see an influx of more people moving down here, or like any warm state. Florida actually went up from the 4th largest population to the 3rd largest population in this country, 2 years ago? So we're moving on up the chain there. Businesses are moving in. But who's moving in with them? Who's that target client? There is a great study that is done every year by National Association of Realtors called the Generational Study of who's buying and selling. And it goes through each generation, and I actually do a class on it. I think it's fascinating. They look at baby boomers, Gen Xers, Millennials, Gen Z. What's their average income? What are they buying, looking for in a house? What are they looking for in a realtor? great information. It comes out every March, April. So new one should be out in a couple months, but the 2021 is fantastic. I highly recommend you look through it to get an idea of who you even want to target. Millennials are much different than Gen Xers. If you're a Gen X person, you get it. Millennials, do you have your technology up to date to work with them? Those are the kinds of things you want to think about. Who are you targeting as your client? And what is their story? Where do they want to live? What's their annual household income? What do they want from their home? Granted, the study isn't based on nationally under NAR, but the information is really gives you an idea of who the different markets are. So take a look at that. But if you already know who your target clients are, you're like, I cater to people that want to live in the 55 plus housing. Fantastic. You already know who it is. Not a bad idea to read this stuff, though, to get an idea of kind of what their generalities are. Then you can do a million things to do prospecting. Social media, I do a whole class on that. I'm sure you guys have done a million classes on social media. It's so vitally important to this industry that you have a social media presence. You as a realtor that's what you're doing, is you're marketing yourself 24/7 if you want to be successful. So you're going to do a live social media show. It can be that live open house. It can be a 10-minute show on new home buyers, what you need to know. There's so much content out there. You got to think about who your target audience is, who would be interested in hearing what you had to say. The annual real estate valuation, those are really popular. My realtor sends me mine every year. There is a link on NAR that you can send your clients, and you can put all of this in Salesforce or HubSpot or your CRM, and it does it automatically for you. So it's completely mindless for you. But it tells your former client, like, hey, still thinking about you. Here's your annual real estate valuation. Most people don't even know what their house is worth. Real estate door knocking, you can still do that. Just let people know maybe on next door you're coming around before you get hosed off the lawn or something. You want to create content, and this goes back to social media. You can blog, you can create blogs. You can actually go on Hootsuite, which is another resource that actually you can tie in all your social media accounts and put in days and times you want stuff posted, and they will do the content for you for a price, or you can just, upload your content. But getting content out there is important, and being consistent and strategic in any marketing you're doing, whether it's social media or not, it needs to be consistent and strategic. Buyer and seller seminars, all online, can easily do that, especially if you are, let's say, doing short sales or REOs. People don't know anything about it. We haven't, if we're doing a short sale seminar on Facebook would be so beneficial to people. Or, hey, this is what you need to know about buying an REO if this is like the way the economy is going to go. Past clients, one of the biggest sources of new business. We talked about interest groups, school groups, sports groups. I think there's more. Referrals from closing partners, becoming the expert of an area. Past client testimonials. Cannot stress enough that you have reviews on yourself on all your platforms and your website, and you have testimonials on all your platforms and your website. Even though I've never met the person that is saying Susie is a great realtor, the fact that that person took the time to write a testimonial or do a video of a testimonial is a trust indicator for me that Susie's a good realtor. It is a proven fact. That is why we have Yelp. Yelp reviews, Amazon reviews are fantastic if you ever get bored and want to read stuff. But that's what people do. Millennials especially, they're the Yelp generation. People don't go places unless they read a review. They're not Angie's List. Think about, I need to hire a contractor. Let me read the reviews. So important as a realtor that you have those out there as well. You're in a highly competitive market. You need people to say that you are good at what you do. just, having content and whatever is great, but that testimonial drives you to a different level. So referrals from other sources and prospects. One of the easiest things to do with that is if you have like a Facebook account, you're going to promote like your hairdresser and ask your hairdresser to promote you on her account. That's super easy. And then always asking for the business. You should be asking for the business in your email signature line, on your website, on your social media platforms. Anytime you're communicating with someone, it doesn't have to be like, hey, give me the business. Be like, hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell? You need to understand your market, obviously. What's going on where you are living or where you're working. You want to know how the market's behaved in the past few years, as well as where it's headed and why. So are there businesses closing because of COVID? What are those people doing? Are they moving to another location? Are they renting now? What's happening with your market? Are there industries coming in? Are they bringing business? Or are we now, hiring the people that were let go someplace else and now they're able to afford a house and move out of apartments? You want to map out how much growth you anticipate in your market to forecast number of potential clients in the next few years. Tracking your market trends in your business plan, listing possible outcomes. So you don't have to just make this stuff up. Here is some more resources, including that NAR link I gave you earlier, on how to understand the market. So start with the zip code you would like to work in, and please do not pick 20. Like truly start off with like a small group, and then till you get the hang of it. Then you want to research the public records and all this stuff, home values, number of homes taken off market, number of homes bought and sold. You can research the US Census Bureau. Where are people living? Realtor.com housing research, Department of Housing and Urban Development. They have the average sales price of homes as well as homes bought and sold and who's living where. Then you want to consider larger economic or cultural factors in your zip codes. You should be reading, any of the business sections of your paper. What's coming in, what's going out. That's so important to tell you where the growth is in your market. Finally, you want to look at special projects, objectives, and professional growth, which enhances your sense of contribution and value, provides the opportunity for you to create and generate new sources of business, and then encourages personal and professional growth. So what is it? These are all those special things you need to do outside of I'm just selling real estate. So it kind of falls within those opportunities, but it's opportunities where you can find people, but also what's going to make you a better person. So, helping someone in need, becoming a mentor, facilitating seminars. I can tell you, volunteering, when we're looking at millennials and Gen Z, one of their things that they are most passionate about and what they want in anyone they're using, whether it's a realtor or whoever, if you're civic minded, if you're doing some sort of volunteering, you're giving back to the community. That's really important to a lot of people. So it doesn't have to be, and this is all self-promotion too. It doesn't have to be, look at me working at the soup kitchen. It's like, collecting cans. I'm like, hey, we collected all these cans. So there's a bunch, to give to the soup kitchen, whatever it is. You just have to think about that. But it's not also to get clients, it's because you want to do it. Please be authentic and be passionate about what you're doing. Being involved in the community, learn more about social media, a bunch of different tools, professional certifications. I know that short sale certification is like $170 on NAR. Learning more about core topics, education.